Hi, I'm John Swenson from De Anza College. I'm here with a wonderful student, Jen Uvera, and we want to tell you a little bit about our summer school in Vietnam. Study Abroad Vietnam in 2011. This will be about our 7th trip. We want to share some information with you and hope that you will join us. Later on, we'll give you contact information where you can reach me. First, to talk a little bit about the trip, we're going to be going from the 27th of June, which is the normal De Anza summer school. We'll be in class here for 4 days. On the 1st of July, we'll fly to Hanoi probably on EVA Air, I don't know, but anyhow, we're going to fly to Hanoi and arrive there on the 2nd. We'll tour Hanoi, and then on the 4th of July, we will go to the American Embassy 4th of July party. It's really a fun thing to do. We've done it before down in Saigon with the consulate. This time we're going to start with Hanoi. While we're in the north, we're going to go up to Sapa, where the mountain people live, and see their crafts and see their way of life. And then we'll take the train out to Ha Long Bay, and Jen will show you some pictures of Ha Long Bay later. So we'll be learning about Hanoi, about the northern part of Vietnam, and then we'll go down to the central. Let me take I have a map of Vietnam here. This is actually a beautiful map that was given to Maury Dunbar by his Vietnamese American students in 1983. So we're going to start up in Hanoi, we'll go up to Sapa, then we'll come back and we'll go out to Ha Long Bay. Beautiful area out near the Chinese border. Then we're going to come down to the south. This is Hue, the ancient imperial capital. Hue is fabulous. It's where the emperors are buried. It's the home of the Nguyen dynasty. While we're there, we'll also do Da Nang out on the seaport, and then we'll do the beautiful town of Hoi An. So we'll be seeing the central part of Vietnam. Then we'll get on our train again and go down to Saigon, also known as Tan Phu Ho Chi Minh. So we'll go down to Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, whichever you like. And out of here, we will have a combined class with Hoa Sen University. We'll also go to Can Tha down in the Delta. And in addition, we will go to the Cu Chi Tunnels and the Cao Dai Temple in Tay Ninh. I have a book here on the Cu Chi Tunnels. It won't be required reading, but it's a fascinating book. It was where I spent my youth, my hometown of Cu Chi. Courses. We're going to offer any English course, any transferable English course that you need. Basic freshman composition, advanced, critical thinking, English 2, or any literature course that you need, and we'll mix and match those textbooks according to your needs. In addition to the English classes, and you must become a De Anza student to go on this trip, but you know, you only have to take a minimum of 6 units. It's an easy thing to do, so if you're at home watching this program and you say, gee, I'm not a De Anza student, we'll be glad to make you one, and I got to tell you, education is still very, very inexpensive. I'm also going to offer international business, Business 60, with a focus on doing business in Vietnam. And then Professor Vuong, who is a faculty member, part-time faculty member of De Anza College for many years, who's taken this trip before and is currently living overseas, he will teach Sociology 5. So we'll have 2 faculty members. When we get to I mentioned earlier our itinerary. When we get to Hanoi, we'll do the north and we'll start our classes. Jen, tell me, what were the classes like last summer? What was your experience? Was it a formal thing, informal? How did it go?
It's very informal. You do classes on the bus while you're going from places. You do a lot of long bus rides. So we do lectures on the bus, in the hotels, at night, in the morning. A lot of the learning is learning through experience. So when you're at the museums, you're told to look for these things specifically, and it's...
Vuong is a great sociology teacher. You also met with the editorial boards, I believe, of a television station and a newspaper. Did you do that last summer? Because I know we did it the summer before last. So we'll probably do that this year. What were your experience like? You had about 10 students last summer. We'll have 18. We'll be limited to 18 this summer. What was a normal day like for you?
You woke up pretty early, but it was okay. We would get on the bus and travel to wherever we were going. We'd spend the afternoon and day touring museums, we went to the beach some days, we went to temples, we met with a lot of people within the Vietnam government. We met with the old Vietnamese American ambassador, I believe. Then we would have a big lunch, family style, we'd all be together. Then we would usually have a little small lecture before dinner. And then we'd have time to break. There was definitely time to relax and enjoy the sights with the group. And then we'd have a big family dinner together at the end of the day.
Good. You mean you got academic credit for going to the beach?
I know.
That's shocking. Well, we'll go to some beaches. You know, it's interesting for those of you who've been to Saigon, and Jen's been to Vietnam on 2 occasions. You can go from Saigon down to the beach at Vung Tau in a high-speed hydrofoil now in right about 1 hour. So it's a fun trip you can take out of Saigon while we're there. I'm really excited also about our sister colleges. We have 6 sister colleges in Vietnam. One of our sister colleges, the University of Hanoi in Vietnam. That's where Dr. Tram went to school and learned to be a doctor. And we have had students go there a number of times. And I might mention we have almost 200 international students here at De Anza from Vietnam. Other sister colleges, Can Tho University down in the Delta. Nguyen Thot Thanh Community College. Nguyen Thot Thanh was Ho Chi Minh's second name of about 30 aliases that he used. And they have a wonderful community college. We have a hat here from Simeo, another sister college, and then Hoa Sen. We'll talk a little bit about Hoa Sen. Hoa Sen has 7,000 students. It's a private university. It, like the other colleges that were our sister colleges, a great school. We will have a 3-day combined class where we'll take De Anza students and Vietnamese students, put you together in groups of 6, 3 Americans, 3 Vietnamese, and then we'll study this book. Now, everyone will have read the same text before we start the class. And you'll work together, you'll study together, you'll party together in the evenings, I'm glad to say. And then on the 3rd day of class, the groups will report out to President Phuong, who's the president of Hoa Sen, and myself. So it's a collaborative learning experience, which we're kind of used to in the United States, but they're not so used to in Vietnam. But it's a wonderful way to appreciate the culture. Let me talk a little bit about cost. This is a very inexpensive trip. We're projecting the cost now to be around $3,500 for what in essence is 3 weeks, and that does include airfare. I mentioned earlier we're going to leave on the 1st of July, come home on the 23rd. I suspect that we'll go with 18 students. I bet we'll only bring 6 home, and the other 12 will go to Cambodia, to Thailand, stay in Vietnam. There's no requirement that you come home with us on the 23rd. We'll have, of the $3,500, we'll have a scholarship available, normally around $500 per student. If you're on federal financial aid, you need to immediately make your application for 2011 FAFSA. It's called FAFSA 2011-2012. You are eligible for a Pell Grant for lower income students. You're eligible for Stafford loan. If you're otherwise eligible, you'll be eligible for this trip and can apply that money. So it's really a very, very inexpensive trip. We'll be able to work with you on your individual financial aid requirements. The only thing I need right now is an application, which I'll be happy to email you, and a $500 refundable deposit. Let me give the contact information out now, and then we'll do it again at the end of the program. I want to ask Jen to share some more with you. But if you'll email me at swensonjohn@gmail.com, SWENSSONJOHN, all one word, at gmail.com, or call my cell phone, 408-590-4430. I'll be glad to get the information to you. Jen Uvira's email is similar, Jen Uvira, JENNUVIRA @gmail.com. Jen, tell us a little bit about some of the places you went, and I understand you have a few pictures for us.
I do. So the first picture that you guys can see is in Ha Long Bay. We got this big boat that was just for us. You got to jump off, swim in the water. Halong Bay is beautiful. It's one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's one of my bucket list things to see. So I was really excited I got to see it this time around.
If you're already working on your bucket list, we got problems. Okay.
The next picture is a group shot when we were in Hue. As you can see, we're all really close. It was like a family mentality. We all bonded instantly. You're stuck with each other for like 24 hours a day, so you learn people's like quirks and stuff. It was really great. The next picture is in Sapa. You talked a little bit about Sapa. There's the mountain people, the Hmong people, and they dress in their traditional tribal clothes, and you get to see like the crafts they make in their lifestyle. The next picture is Professor Vung, actually. I wanted to touch a little about the food that we got to eat there. You ate all kinds of different types of food. Food was like a big part of our trip. We had big lunches, big dinners.
Sociology course.
Yes. So that was some fish that we had on the street in Saigon. The next picture is in Hoi Sen University. That was the group of the English-speaking Vietnamese students that we worked with. That was a really great experience, and we made lots of like really great connections with the students there. I'm still in contact with at least 9 of the girls that we met on the trip. You learn with them in a classroom setting, and then afterwards, usually you exchange numbers, and they met up with us later. With them, we traveled to a vocational skills center and volunteered and did work with orphans. It was a really, really great experience. It was nice to see a different aspect of Vietnam. And then the last picture is on the beach in Vung Tau. We stayed there for about a day, and then after the trip was over, me and my girlfriend stayed in Vietnam and went back down to the beach. It's beautiful, white sand. It's amazing.
Yeah, and there's a wonderful sightseeing down there, the Museum of the Whale and the White House. It's really a lot of fun. You know, while we're in Saigon, you mentioned about eating, and Professor Vung and I have different views on that. I know where every Garan, Kentucky, which is Kentucky Fried Chicken, is in Saigon. Now, the Vietnamese are very smart. They haven't let McDonald's in yet.
No.
But, and I also know where the Baskin Robbins is in Saigon. So we'll have a lot of fun. I just can't tell you how important this trip is. It's a life-changing thing for you. If you're a student, this will broaden your horizons. You can put it on your applications. It'll help you get scholarships. But what it really will do is to open your minds to another culture. If you're an ARP, what we call an ARP student, American Association of Retired Persons, if you're a retiree watching, come and join us. We always have about 20% of our students are retirees. We appreciate the older students who go with us, and we really do have a great time. So that's the trip. It's De Anza Summer School. You can earn 10 units with ease. It is very inexpensive. We will be starting on our normal De Anza Summer School 27 June. We'll leave on the 1st of July for Vietnam. We'll tour from the 1st through the 23rd, and then you'll have about a week to 10 days to email your papers in because a number of students will stay there. I just can't tell you what a wonderful experience this trip has been. I've been 6 or 7 times. We're going to be supporting a conference on women in war at Hoa Sen this October. We're sending books from our DeSillis collection. We have the 2nd largest collection in the country of Vietnam conflict materials here at De Anza. We have art and cultural displays, and we have a wonderful relationship with the Vietnamese people and with the students and with the educators over there. So come and join us. Again, the contact information, swensonjohn@gmail.com, 408-590-4430, or jenuvera@gmail.com. Jen, I usually give students the last words. Any thoughts?
I just think it's a really amazing experience. This was my 2nd time in Vietnam, and I've traveled to like 27 different countries, and this trip was the best trip I've ever been on. I learned so much, and I just loved it. I can't brag about it enough.
Great. Come and join us. Thank you. From De Anza College.